Hello.
We're here, Steve.
We made it.
It has arrived.
Pumped. 10 months in the
A lot
make.
of a lot of Kit Kats under the bridge.
Mm.
A lot of celebratory beers from time to time. A lot of down moments. A lot of up moments. But we've arrived. HubSpot by Outbound integration, as tightly linked as you can imagine, is officially here. I'm pumped, Steve.
We officially launched it over the weekend and excited to walk you through what we've upgraded, bit of the backstory, how it came to be, and then we're actually going to click around inside Outbound just to show you if you are a current Outbound user or want to be, where you can go to play around with it and start to see how you can tie your HubSpot CRM to gamification and finally solve this problem, Das, of how do you get sales
Yeah.
reps to actually love their CRM and use it instead of thinking it's the bane of their existence. So
Mm,
pumped. We've got
nice.
a few big updates and yeah, let's run through it. So first one, does integrating with calls. Obviously, a big part of the sales world is making outbound calls.
Yeah, cool. So this is the biggest one because in the past, before integration, teams had to do double data entry. You'd log it in your CRM, then you'd log it in outbound. And when it came to outbound calls, that's pretty much the biggest activity that salespeople do. So the more tightly we could integrate that, the better. So as you can see there, we can integrate including inbound or outbound calls. We can reward and incentivize based off those. We can do custom call types. So, for example, if you want to reward decision maker calls as opposed to just any old outbound call, then you can motivate and reward around that. And then my favorite, Steve, this is so cool. We can integrate around call length. So you can actually incentivize, reward, and motivate your reps to have longer sales calls, meaning obviously they're doing deeper discovery. They're keeping the client, the prospect on the phone longer. They're having more interesting and curious calls. And the fact that you can actually reward and incentivize around that is just so cool. I'm so keen to see how people play with that one.
Yeah, it's really cool as well because obviously that's firing out of you making calls out of the HubSpot CRM. Extra bonus is obviously get your team starting to use the actual calling feature within HubSpot. You're going to get call recordings, which AI can have a field day with. You can do coaching on their call recordings. But also it means that they're going to be putting in accurate phone numbers with the area code every single time in the CRM. So your data is getting better and better and better as you use it,
Mm.
which we're super pumped about. Second big one is obviously meetings. That's obviously what a lot of sales reps are looking to do. And we can integrate on meeting outcomes. So scheduled meetings, so you can reward those people whose job is to book meetings, but also completed meetings. And we can also do custom meeting types on that one as well. So if it's a virtual meeting versus a face-to-face versus a lunch and learn, we can gamify all of those different meetings and reward them up and down depending on what you want to see more of in your business. So pretty sweet.
Unreal. Love
Emails?
it. Hey, I'm going to tie in emails and notes here in a sort of a similar way. So the thing I love about this is we can integrate off emails, we can integrate off notes, meaning you can incentivize emails being sent, incentivize particular notes going in. But here's what I want to make sure that people understand because this is so cool. See how it says we can exclude domain names, exclude subject phrases, etc. And in integrate with notes, you can exclude phrases and required phrase and body. What this essentially all means, if we wrap that up all in a bow, is that you can reward and motivate people for sending particular types of emails or saving particular types of notes that either have particular phrases in the body of the note or in this or whatever it may be, or can include or exclude particular phrases that you don't want or you do want, whatever it may be. But I love this, Steve, because basically what this means is we're not just going to reward for anyone sending an email, just any old email. Where we are rewarding people for when they send an email that includes this particular phrase. For example, your proposal is attached. So now you know that you're rewarding for emails that are linked to proposals, whatever it may be.
Yes.
This one's cool, Steve. It gets in the weeds a bit, but the big HubSpot lovers will look at this and go, oh, that is taking the intricacies to a level of detail that is unrivaled anywhere else. Like this goes deep. This one's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That may have gone over the head of like, 9 out of 10 people. That's okay. The 1 out of 10 that it did catch is having a party right now.
No, even simply with the excluded domain names, like obviously you don't necessarily want to reward teams for sending internal emails, right? So you can
Mm,
exclude your own domain name, so it's not rewarded in that way, or Gmail accounts or Hotmail accounts, you can remove them. But also subject phrases, you can remove, the whole RE or the FW in the subject phrase. So it's not rewarding on replied emails or forward emails, but just fresh emails. So you can have a lot of fun with this and get creative on rewarding specific behaviors, which is the power of gamification at the end of the day. It's not just about tasks, it's about behavior. We're pumped about
these two,
tasks.
Steve. These two, Steve. I was going to say I'll leave these to you. These are your babies, tasks, and
Yeah,
yours, all
I got
yours.
excited about this. Tasks is obviously something we spend a lot of time asking our market for feedback. What do you love? What is annoying for you as a sales leader? What's the common patterns in people's HubSpots? And tasks is huge, right? So many people have overdue
Mm,
tasks that never get cleaned up. It's very frustrating and anxiety inducing. But sometimes it's even that we don't set forward tasks or create tasks against deals so that we've always got a plan and a next step enabled. So we're going to town and we're building and we're just putting the final polishes on this. But tasks, being able to reward and motivate your team for creating and completing tasks. But we're also
so good.
building something pretty fun, team. If you've ever used the app like Duolingo where you're obsessed with keeping your streak alive by making sure that things are getting on a day-to-day basis, we're building streaks into our platform which we're
So
freaking
good.
pumped about. So trying to get streaks to keep this whole thing moving on a day-to-day basis. So watch this space. We're completely changing it. We're taking gamification to the next level. We're about to pump that out. And then the last one is deals. Obviously, deal stage movement, deals created, closed one, or any financial results that we want to pull out of your pipeline at any stage, which is cool. This isn't just for closed one deals. We can pull financial data, deals created, or deal stage movement on any part of your pipeline. But what's really cool, nearly killed our dev team, but we got it working.
Yeah.
Can even pull in from multiple pipelines at multiple stages, meaning let's say you've got a project pipeline, a BD pipeline, and a e-commerce pipeline, but you want to have one overall financial goal that's pulling in the closed one of each different pipeline. We can pull all of that into one central dashboard now and one central rewards pool. So anything financial, if you're running profit share, or if you're running any sort of like growth by sharing, anything like that, now you can actually get some dashboards that make it come to life on a day-to-day basis and visualize all of the financial results. No more spreadsheets, no more. I'll get to that and maybe we can launch it next month. Man, you can do it in real time now. So we're super pumped
So
about
good. Nice. Shall we jump in, Steve? Jump into a little bit of part two here, jump straight into outbound and show people how to actually bring it together.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously, if you haven't integrated your HubSpot yet, you can just click integrations on the left-hand side here and come down and hit connect. One click, log in, it's done. You're ready to start integrating, which is really cool. And then obviously you can come in here and start creating your game. And when you're adding in your actions, you'll see down the bottom here, there's the CRN connection type. So obviously we can set up team goals or individual missions, depending on whether we want it to be a collaborative goal or hey, it's I need to do 20 meetings and you need to do 20 meetings. That's the difference between a team goal and a mission. But here's where we have all of our integrations. So let's start with a call. Let's say we do an action and it's called outbound call. We can then pull in from HubSpot or push to HubSpot. Obviously, we want to pull it in. We can choose the direction, inbound or outbound, like we talked about. The status, so we only want to reward on completed. The outcome, we only want to reward on connected. And
And we can do multiple there as well, can't we, Steve? Like we
yeah,
can do
so
call status completed and failed if you wanted.
yeah, or
Anything. You could choose anything.
left a voicemail, right? So as long as you're actually communicating a message, we can do multiple in there. And then this is where we can have our custom call type. So we might want to only reward, say, decision-making calls. And again, you can do multiple on that as well. And then this is where we have the minimum call length. So if you leave it as 0000, every call that's logged or dialed is going to make it through. But otherwise, you could say, you know what? We only want to reward calls that are over 30 seconds. Super sweet.
Mm,
And now all of a sudden you've got the team focused on not just making dials. Because people often ask, how do you balance out quantity and quality? Well, here's a
yeah,
way you can
totally.
do it, right?
Love that, mate. Love it.
That's calls. Emails we can pull from HubSpot. And this is where we can exclude domains. So we can type in here, ybravo.com and boom, no emails are going to come through that have got that domain name as in terms of sent. But we can also exclude phrases. So we might say, actually, we don't want anything that says forward or anything that is re. And again, so that it's only ever fresh emails. So you can put whatever you like in here to make that happen. So again, you've got a lot of
That's
control
good.
to make that work. Meetings. So we can obviously do for meeting outcomes. So let's say we want to reward people that are just doing scheduled meetings, driving a booked meeting target, or we could do completed or both. And then again, here's our custom meeting types. So we could say, you know what? It's only for prospecting meetings that we want to start driving in there. So Super easy to do there. Notes. Here's where we can exclude the phrases from the body. So let's say we want to exclude any notes that say something along the lines of customer update. And here's the required phrases in the body.
In order to score coins.
In order to call coins, you could reward it so that they have to have next step logged in there or whatever it may be, which is really cool. And then last one is deal. So this is where we can select our pipeline.
Yeah, this is fun.
Our deal stage. So, let's say we only want a reward for Blitz confirmed, but then we can also add in another pipeline here. So we want to use that pipeline, outbound trial, but we also want to use the outbound game sales pipeline, and we want it for Blitz signups. So anytime there's a Blitz sign up or anytime there's a Blitz being confirmed, it's all coming into the one goal. And here's where you can change it from being a task-based goal, i.e. we want to create 40 deals in the pipe in HubSpot. We want to generate 40 new deals being created. Or we could say, you know what? We want to generate $1 million worth of opportunity. And if they've got the amount associated with that deal, it's going to pull in that data and add it to say like closed one goal or a proposal generated goal or whatever you like. So super fun, super easy. We've now kind of fully set it up. So HubSpot gamification, tied as they're going to make HubSpot your single source of truth. Your team's going to love it because there's a carrot involved, not a stick of hit your KPIs every week or get those notes into the CRM or move those deals along in the pipeline. You can just build this nice, beautiful engine and then have your start screen on board to have all of your goals visualized in real time. So if you want to check this out in more detail, head to outbound.game and you can check it all out. As you can see here, we're turning these boring looking reports and dashboards for your HubSpot into something more like this with real-time notifications, a timer, a reward store, real-time visibility on all of these goals from closed sales to new deals getting added to HubSpot to connected calls. As you can see here, a whole different world that we can start creating without taking your team away from HubSpot, because we obviously know that's where all the data should live.
Love it, Steve. So pumped to get this out there. Anyone interested, feel free to flick us an email, steve@ybravo.com, darcy@ybravo.com. We'll make sure you're taken care of. Other than that, love your work and game on.
Game on indeed. Happy days. We'll talk soon, team. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.